Aloha everyone, and welcome back to Aloha Jen's beauty blog. For those of you that are new here, hi, my name is Jen and I am a licensed esthetician in the state of California. Well, welcome to this video. I have a long video for you guys and it is all about makeup today. This video is going to be focused on the new reformulated Dior foundations. I picked up both of them. I'm wearing both of them on my face right now. And we're going to be using mostly all Dior makeup. I go over my Dior collection in here. And I'm also going over some new products that I picked up for future makeup videos that you guys will see. I have a problem, I know, and it's got to stop. It's got to stop. But these makeup releases keep coming out and they keep bringing me in, okay? Like there's been so many beautiful new releases in makeup. I am loving it and I am here for it, but my bank account is not. But I can't help myself because makeup is makeup, brings out the inner artist in me. I love playing with makeup. Having beautiful makeup makes me feel beautiful wherever I am. I just love playing with it. It was my first love actually before skincare. And so lately I just been so addicted to makeup more so than before because when things are bad in the world, I gravitate towards beauty because these pretty makeup products really fill my heart with joy, okay? So you guys are going to go into this video. Again, like I said, it's going to be a very long video and I apologize for that, but I hope that you enjoy it and I'm sending you all so much love and light. Please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It helps my video when you like my videos. Please subscribe if you are new here. I would love to have you a part of the community and leave me a comment down below. Enjoy. Aloha everyone and welcome to this makeup video. So today's video is going to be focused on these two new reformulated Dior Forever foundations. I have the Glow and the Wear. Now I did not try these before the reformulation because with Dior foundations and like their Glow Star filter or any of their primers, I have an issue with the fragrance. It is way too strong for me. It affects my eyes. It makes my eyes itch and burn. It irritates my skin and it irritates my sinuses. So I do have two other foundations from Dior, which, what did I do with them? I think I just put them in my declutter box. Did I? I did. So, sorry, I was hoping to be a little bit more prepared. So I have the Forever Hydra Nude, and then I have their stick foundation. Now, I do really like these a lot, but however, the fragrance is so overpowering that it just really irritates my skin, my eyes, and my sinuses that I don't reach for them, and I'm putting them in my declutter box. It's such a shame because these are both very beautiful foundations, especially the foundation stick, but that fragrance, it is so, so strong. So I was curious about these and I watched a video where the creator did mention that these were lightly fragranced and that she could hardly even, smell the fragrance. So I picked up the Glow foundation first, and the first thing I did is I went to the tester at Sephora and I smelled it, and I could barely smell the fragrance. It's a lighter version of the typical Dior fragrance that they put in their foundations, which is a very fragrant floral scent. Now, the Wear foundation, which is the matte formula, this one at first when I pumped it out yesterday, I did get, a little burst of it and it smelled a little bit stronger than the Glow, but we are going to test that out today again. Now, for this video, I am going to do half of my face with the Glow and half with the Wear so you can see the difference. Now, these have been reformulated because in the UK, in the EU, they have banned certain ingredients within makeup and skincare. And for foundations in particularly, I think it's a silicone that starts with a C. I can't, say it, but it's a silicone. And these luxury makeup companies and other makeup companies are having to reformulate their foundations who are using that particular silicone. And they have been replacing that ingredient with niacinamide. Now, these have 3 skincare ingredients in them. The base of the formula is the same. What's different is the amount of SPF and the finish. So for both of these, I can't talk. They both contain hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, and a peptide. The peptide is hexapeptide 8, which is argireline. Argireline is a peptide which is compared to Botox in a bottle, they say. It smooths out your wrinkles because it is a neuropeptide and it slows that muscle contraction. It is not like Botox, but it does help smooth out the wrinkles. And then you have your typical hyaluronic acid and then the niacinamide. The niacinamide is in here for barrier support, and it also gives the foundation a very nice glide and slip on the skin. My thing is, so many people have issues with niacinamide that I don't think that they should be putting it in the foundation. A lot of people are allergic to niacinamide. But however, it is at a very low percentage, which it's like 1 or 2%. Usually in most skincare products, they're usually putting it at 3 to 5%. So you just want to be careful. If you are sensitive to niacinamide, then I would avoid these. I don't have any issues with niacinamide, so it's not really like a big deal to me. But here's the foundations. Now, I will tell you, has both a mineral and a chemical sunscreen. So I put the boxes over here. Let's take a look at this. So today we're going to do almost a full face of Dior. I do not have a concealer because their concealers are fragranced and they drive my eyes crazy. I don't have an eyebrow product. I don't have a lip liner or an eyeliner. I do have my leftover Dior Over Volume mascara in black. And it doesn't smell bad. It is old, but I've only used this like maybe 5 times. So we are going to use this today. And then for concealer, we're going to be using the new Patrick Ta Soft Blur Brightening Concealer. So I've been using this too, and it's a really gorgeous concealer. But let's talk about these foundations. For the Skin Wear, which comes in the frosted glass bottle, this packaging is really pretty. It's very elegant and sleek. It is a glass bottle. And then what's nice too is that the writing on the back is bigger. Now for this one is Flawless Skin True Foundation 24-Hour Ultra Makeup Wear. No transfer, triple action care with sunscreen, hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, peptide, and broad spectrum SPF 20. Now, for the 24-hour ultra wear, nobody's wearing their makeup for 24 hours, but they put it in there. And of course, the sunscreen isn't going to last for 24 hours. That you would have to reapply. This has a 12-month shelf life, and then your SPF is octacellulate 3.5%, titanium dioxide 3.76. This one is an SPF of 20. I'm so glad there is no avobenzonone in here because the avobenzonone is the one that I don't get along with. Now for your Forever Skin Glow, this one, Flawless Radiant True Foundation 24-hour makeup wear. No retouch, triple action care with sunscreen. This is an SPF of 25. And this one has a little bit more of the octacellate and the titanium dioxide. The octisalate is 4.5%. The titanium dioxide is 4.23%. So let's get started with this. So this one also has a 12-month shelf life as well. Now with my powder products, you know, these Dior Canage eyeshadow palettes and most of their powder products, they're saying like 6 months. Now, as long as you store them in a cool, dry place, these will last you much longer than 6 months. Now, I've heard some things floating around that like these companies, there's different tiers for the testing, and like 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, each one is at a different price. And of course, if you want to test them for 24 months, it's very expensive. So most companies now are going with the 6 month. I heard that. I don't know if that's true. It was a rumor floating around. So first, I'm just going to get this hair right here out of the way. I'm using my cute little tilt fluffy clips here so it doesn't like ruin my hair by putting dents in it. And like I said, we are going to do one half of my face with the glow, one half of it with the wear. I do have 2 foundation brushes here. I am just wearing my normal skincare, and then I do have my Neova. This is the Silk Sheer 2.0 Photo Finish Tint. DNA repair enzymes and antioxidants, broad spectrum, SPF 40. This is a mineral and a chemical sunscreen. It does have a slight peachy tint to it. That's my everyday skincare. So I wanted to keep this no makeup primer, but with my sunscreen, because this isn't enough for the protection. Now with these, you want to shake really well. And I figured what I would do today too with this video is I am going to use the Dior limited edition 5-color palette that came out last year in brown cashmere, because this one is similar to the brown brocart that they have out right now. I did not pick up any of the new Canage palettes, even though I do love this formula, but none of the color stories speak to me. But if you had brown cashmere on your list, this one is definitely slightly different than the brown brocart, but it will be similar. So I just wanted to show you so you could see that formula, and I wanted to try to keep this strictly to Dior as much as possible. But yes, I did not pick up any of those palettes because I spent a lot of money on Chanel, more money. And I don't need any more of those eyeshadows because I do have something similar in my collection. Plus the color stories just didn't speak to me. Like the Rose Moray one looked really pretty, but it's also really light. And then when you put all the colors together, it looks muddied. I didn't pick up the Midnight Lame, which is the all blue one, because I do have the Guerlain Denim Blossom palette. I also have both of the Chanel Denim Collection quads as well. And then there's Lavender Tulle, which kind of looks similar to things that I already have in my makeup collection now. So I didn't pick that up. And then there's Brown Brocart, which is just another neutral palette. So with these foundations, you want to shake them really well. And I have been shaking this one like forever here. So I am going to go in with the glow first, and I'm going to take one pump and put it in my hand. Now I will tell you with the pump of these, it is a little bit less than their typical foundations. Now, as you can see, this is a nice creamy formula. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my Nikki La Rose N17 foundation brush and work it into that brush. And then I'm going to start on the side of my nose and start working this foundation out into my skin. Now, this one I would say is, these are both claiming to be medium coverage, but the wear is more so I would say medium to almost full coverage, where the glow is a medium, light to medium, but you can build the glow more so versus the wear. The wear, it dries down really fast on the skin. And it also gives you more coverage than the glow. Okay. So I will tell you that a lot of people are really expecting this to have a lot of glow. And this glowy foundation is not like the new Armani Luminous Silk, the Terracotta Latent Glow from Guerlain, and a couple of other glowy foundations. YSL and Prism Libre also have a glowy foundation. This one is a nice natural skin finish that has a slight glow to it. Now, if you have dry skin, I think this is going to look more matte on you. If you have oily skin, this is going to be really glowy on you and give you, if you're looking for a nice glowy foundation and you have oily skin but you don't want it to look too glowy, I think that this is going to be your perfect glowy foundation compared to the other ones out there, where the other ones will make you look, you know, really, really oily and really glowy. Now, this Forever Wear foundation, it's matte, but it does have a little bit of glow in it. So I am not going to build this up. This is the coverage, and for right now, I'm not going to build it up, but I'm going to go ahead and get another brush, and I'm going to put this brush over out of my way and wipe off my hand, and we're going to go into the Wear foundation. This one sounds more liquidy than the other one, and I think this one is a runnier formula. And this one you have to work with fast because since it is more of that matte finish, it dries down very quickly. And I might have to use a little bit more. So kind of almost the same consistency, except for this one is a bit runnier. And you have to work with this one fast. So I'm going in here. And as you can see right off the bat, I am getting more coverage right away. Now, with this matte finish one, you do not have to set it. It pretty much sets down on its own. Okay, I'm not gonna probably use maybe the full pump of this because this one, like I said, has more coverage than the glow, to where the glow, I use that full pump. But I'm using the viewfinder, so let me just work this in. I'm gonna use the full pump. And I'm just gonna go over this area. So these both feel they both feel lightweight and almost feel like nothing at all on the skin. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my damp beauty blender, and I'm just going to blend these a little bit more into my skin and down the bridge of my nose, so it doesn't look like I have two different foundations on completely. I'm not going anywhere today. Okay. So here we have the glow, and here we have the matte, or the wear, sorry. Now, as you can see, this side looks like I have makeup on. It looks, you know, a little bit more filtering, like blurring of the pores, and it's not as glowy. Where this one, you can see my redness peeking through here. This one, it did cover it up a bit more, but I have this nice healthy radiance in my skin without it looking to be too much. Okay, now let me wipe off my hand with that. And I am not going to put on any other complexion products right now, but what I am going to do is I am going to put that brush over there just in case I decide I wanted to add more. Let's see. Maybe I'm going to build it up over here on the glow side on my cheek a little bit more. I'm just going to take a little bit and go in with that brush. Work that in there, and I am just going to apply a little bit more coverage to this side to help with my redness peeking through. So I would say the glow one, you can definitely, build it a little bit, but with the wear, it will start to look cakey and also settle into your fine lines and wrinkles a bit more if you build it up. Okay, all right, so again, glow, wear. And you know what, I am going to just take this down here on this side a little bit and blend it in. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into eyes. And what I meant to do before I applied the eyeshadow was to do my eyeshadow primer. So I'm gonna go in with the MAC Paint Pot and Painter Lily. And I am going to just use this to even out my eyelids. Now, with these Cananda palettes, they do last a long time on the eyes, and you don't need to use an eye primer, but what I'm using this for is mainly just to even out my eyes. And since it's a warmer day, concealer isn't gonna work for me because I do have oily eyelids, and the concealer with the creaminess of it is just going to make any eyeshadow I use crease, even if I powder it. Okay, so next what I like to do is I like to set it, and I'm going to use the Sephora Blur It powder, and this is the one in Brightening Pink. And I am going to set this primer because if I don't, it's going to make the eyeshadow be patchy and skip. I want a smooth surface with this. So as I said, we are doing mostly a full face of Dior. Now I do have a new blush that I picked up, and then I could show you, I thought it would be fun too so you could see all my Dior collection. I am thinking about decluttering some of it just so you guys know. So we are going to go into Brown Cashmere. Now these are the Cananda palettes from last year. This one is actually Silk Taupe. So I have Silk Taupe, which is a favorite. I love this one. This is my absolute favorite. But the one we are going to use today is Brown Cashmere. And when my eyeshadow palettes come with these plastic covers, I like to keep them over it to protect it. Now, as you can see, this one is barely even touched, where this one, I used it so much. So these were my favorites from the collection last year. I know they're neutral and they're boring, but they're so gorgeous. Now for... And I will tell you that I did have an issue with this Silk Taupe palette. One of the shadows did fall out and I had to press it back in there. So I also got this really beautiful pink rose organza one, which is a really pretty pink story. This one is very light. I got to pull this one out because it's perfect for spring. So I'm definitely going to pull this out. I thought about using this one today, but like I said, I wanted to go in with Brown Cashmere because it is closest to Brown Brocart. And then this one is the Coral Couture, which is a very pretty you know, summer palette with these peaches and golden shades in it. Really, really pretty palette. I love this palette too. So I did wear that in the summer. I haven't worn it since, but it is a really pretty palette. So these are my Dior eyeshadows. These are the only eyeshadows that I own from Dior. These are their best formula for the quints. I don't know why they come out with different eyeshadows, different formulas of their eyeshadows every time they come out with a limited edition palette. It's crazy. And I think if they made this formula a permanent formula within their collection, more people would be interested in purchasing the Dior eyeshadow palettes, because this is a creamy formula. It's buildable, it's easy to blend out, it lasts, it smooths out texture in the eyelids if you are worried about these shimmers, because this year's Canage palettes really have a lot of shimmer compared to last year, but the shimmer in these don't enhance the texture. So now I have to pick out brushes. So here are my eye brushes. I have pretty much every eyeshadow brush from a Rephr. So I am going to go in with a Rephr. Let's see. I wanted something nice and fluffy. I wanted to use something that's available now. So I love the mini collection. I would hope that they would bring that back. So, you know, I'm just going to go in with this Rephr 16. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this sort of like beige shade right here. And I'm going to put this in my crease contour. So just need to have a base there. And I'm going to just start putting that in my crease. Now, this palette is really pretty. And if you have the Viseart Praline palette, you have most of these colors in that palette, which I do love my Viseart palettes, but they have, what is it? Calcium sodium bicarbonate in them. And that is baking soda, essentially. And this is a shimmery shade. I probably shouldn't have put that in my crease. I probably should have went more for this, but we'll put this on the outer crease. That, when it's a hot day or I get flushed and my face gets hot, my eyes start itching and burning. I have an allergic reaction to it, and it's not good. So next I'm going to go in with this lighter sort of, I don't know, it almost looks like camel shade here. And I am going to put this on my outer lid here and then work that up into the outer crease contour. This is such a pretty shade. So I have a ton of Viseart palettes, and some of them are brand new. Some of them I've only swatched a couple of them, and I'm thinking about decluttering them. So yeah, I know, big mistake. Some of Natasha Denona's eyeshadows too actually cause me to get itchy on the eyelids, and it's usually sodium bicarbonate, calcium sodium bicarbonate, or bismuth oxychloride that causes that reaction when it's hot, humid, and then also if I get really hot and flushed in my face. So I am just taking this color and just applying it and building it. And look at how pretty that is. So, so pretty. Now I'm going to just take this BK Beauty A503 and I'm just going to blend that out into my crease here. And just kind of extend it in a little bit and lighten it up. Okay, so pretty. Next, what I'm going to do is I am going to take this gold shade here and I am going to put that on my lid. And let's see, I am going to use this Rephr 02, which is a flat tip eyeshadow brush. And we are just going to put that all over my lid, starting from the inner corner, and mesh it with that beautiful sort of camel shade. Such a pretty gold color. I forgot how pretty this palette was. It's been a while since I used it. Okay, now I'm going to go with that brush that I used that had that camel shade and mesh those together. Next, I'm going to go in with a Rephr 23. This is a small pencil liner brush. And we're going to go into this beautiful sort of, I would say that this looks more like an espresso brown. And I'm going to use this as a liner. And I'm just going to line my upper outer corner lash line and then take it down to my bottom lash line. These shadows are just so easy to work with. So if you see any of these Cananda palettes that just came out where the color story is piquing your interest, I definitely would recommend picking it up. You won't be disappointed with the formula. It's just that I will tell you from what I've seen, the new ones definitely are more of a shimmery color stories versus last year where we did get some mattes. So, but the Midnight Lame with the blues, that's pretty, not even like if you're not going to wear all the blues in there, but you can use that blue palette to pair with other shadows. Okay, so far that is the look. Let me look at it. I think we're good. Okay, so next we have this center shade right here, which is quite sparkly. There's a hint of gold into this, so I'm taking my finger and I'm just going to pop that right in the center of the lid, just to add a little bit of interest there and brightness. And then I'm going to take that brush that I had the gold shade on and mesh it, and then same thing with this one. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to curl my eyelashes. I'm going to go in with the Rephr 20R eyelash curler. I have been loving this. This one is a little bit, it's the one that's wider and not as round. They have two. They have the 18R, which is slightly smaller and it's more curved. This one's perfect for my lashes. It gets all my lashes and it's so easy. I love curling my eyelashes now. And what's nice about these curlers is you get the one refill pad that comes with it, and then they send you 4 additional refill pads, which is outstanding. Okay, so next we're going to apply mascara, and then we'll do concealer, and then take a look at the foundation and how it's wearing. The eyelash curler did touch my cheek over here, and it didn't disrupt the foundation, which I think is so awesome. You know, for me, it is really hard for me right now to choose which side of the foundation I like more. So this one does have, you know, it's not completely matte, but there is, you know, this, I would say this is more like a soft matte, kind of like, it kind of reminds me of the Prada Reveal foundation, but I would say that I think the Prada is a little bit thicker, not as a light formula in this as this one. Okay. Did I get any follow? I did get some follow actually over here. So that is my fault because I was not careful when I was applying the shadow. I didn't tap it off or anything. So I think it's the brown from the liner. So we're going to go in with the Dior Over Volume mascara. And I like, you know, how volumizing this mascara is, but it smudges on me. And I know it says it doesn't smudge, but this one smudges on me. Maybe I would like the waterproof one better, but they just came out with more colors of this formula. They have a blue, a fuchsia pink, a over plum, and a brown. So brown, black, plum, and blue and pink. But like I said, this mascara smudges on me both up here and on my bottom lashes. So if you have hooded eyes or puffy eyes that touch your lashes, or your lashes touch your eyebrow bone or your crease, or if you have puffy eyes and your lashes will touch down here, like when you blink or squint your eyes, this on me does smudge. So it is a spiky wand. It's silicone and it's an hourglass shape, and then it just has these spikes at the end. But we'll see how this wears today. I'll have to update you in another video. And if your eyeshadows are a creamy formula where, you know, they have like butters and oils in them, this mascara will smudge on them. So, but a lot of people really like it. And I will tell you that this can easily, you can really build this volume up too quickly. And on me, sometimes it does clump my lashes together. But it does give you volume instantly, so it can be like a one and done mascara. All right. So mascara is done. Let's do the concealer. So we're going to go in with the new Patrick Ta. And this is, again, let me read this really quick before we go into it. Where's my glasses? Oh boy, this is turning out to going to be a long makeup video. Okay, Major Skin Soft Blur Brightening Concealer. Now, I did not read the ingredients in here, and I really hope that this does not have caffeine in it. It says, achieve Patrick's signature diffuse under eye and even complexion with this buildable medium coverage concealer. I did not get the brush that came with this. And then let's see, do we have any caffeine in here? No caffeine. Thank goodness. Okay, there's no like ingredient call outs in here. So it doesn't have undecane, and it does not have, I don't think the Dior foundations have undecane. I didn't even look. I just picked them up. I don't think that they do. No, that they don't. Okay, sorry. Okay, so now let's go in with this concealer. I got, what color did I get? Light Peachy Neutral 2. And I love this. This does do some color correction. Now, if you want more coverage from this, then you want to let it set on the under eye area, probably for about 60 seconds. I like a light coverage concealer. I don't like a full coverage, so light to medium is perfect for me. So there's the color, and this is like a perfect color match for me. It's not too bright and it's not too yellow. It's just like perfect. And this is a nice creamy hydrating formula, but it's thin and it's not thick, and it really smooths out the under eyes and it wears beautifully. Now, to me, this one is going to be better if you have dry under eyes compared to the Prada and the Chanel. It's a tad bit more hydrating under the eyes and a little bit creamier than those two. I would say if you have dry under eyes, I don't think either of those two will really work out for you. Although a lot of people seem to really like the Chanel who have dry under eyes, but I find that the Chanel is actually on my skin more drying than the Prada. So there's that concealer. Isn't it so pretty? It looks so, so good. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my Beauty Blender. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend all this in together. And I don't have any settling in my fine lines and wrinkles with this foundation. I will tell you that the glow actually looks more like my skin. It looks natural. It looks like my skin, but better. The matte or the wear, it looks like I have makeup on because it's a little bit more coverage. And then it's also more blurring on the skin. And this concealer is really, really pretty. Now, this concealer isn't a self-setting concealer. You are going to want to set this. So, but I think it covered really well and brightened up my under eyes, and it blended into the Dior 2.5 and foundation. Now, as I'm looking at my skin, I don't see that either one of these have oxidized. Yesterday when I wore the matte, it did oxidize, and I wore it in the evening and I didn't have my sunscreen on. So I wonder if that has something to do with it. All right. So with these, none are settling into my fine lines. They're not enhancing the texture. I will say with the matte side, I did put it on the worst side of my skin, and I do see it is enhancing my wrinkles over here a little bit, where the skin glow seems to move with the skin, where this one, it moves with the skin, but it's a little bit more, it's not as forgiving if you have wrinkles around the mouth. I will tell you that. I could see it a little bit more versus this side. So that's interesting. All right, so now let's do some complexion products. So I'm gonna go in with my Dior Contour and Bronzer. So I am going to use my Dior Contour in Light, and I am just going to wing this. And we'll see. I noticed that with the matte side, with applying the contour, it's a little bit tougher to blend the contour, because this is kind of more of that kind of like, you know, matte velvety finish with a hint of glow, where the contour just glides onto the glow side. So, okay. Yeah, it's a little bit tougher to blend that contour stick in with the matte versus the glow side. It just glides so easily. Okay, I need to like even this out. This is a BK Beauty 109 brush. I love this for my contour. Next, I'm going to go in with the contour brush from Patrick Ta, and I'm going to take that contour and I'm just going to go ahead and apply this to my nose. And then take the other side and blend that in. I gotta wash this brush tonight. Okay. All right, so that is the Dior contour stick in the shade Light 01. Now I am going to go in with the bronzing stick, which I love, and I'm going to use Soft Fair. If it was summertime, I would go in with 03 light medium. And what I like to do is I like to take my Nikki LaRose. This is her N18 Ultimate Contour Brush. And I like to put the brush straight on the bullet and get the bronzer and then blend it into my skin. Like this. I feel it like it gives me a more softer, more natural look. I'm almost out of this and I'm gonna have to get some more because I use this literally every day. So I'm putting that on my list for the Sephora sale, which I think is in April. It might be like the first week in April. So this is gliding very beautifully on with this foundation. I think it looks beautiful on both sides. Okay, take this down my neck a little bit. You guys, I lost 10 pounds. Can you believe it? Woohoo! I'm going to do, hopefully, if I feel like it today, I will do my health and wellness favorites video. If not, I'll try to film it tomorrow or maybe next weekend. But I do have an exciting opportunity that has been presented to me. Well, it's not presented, it's, but I'm not going to tell you what it is until it arrives because I could not believe it when this company reached out to me. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. It's like a dream for me. I think you guys are going to be really excited when it happens, so we will see. And by the way, I did use the Dermalect. This is the Smooth Lip Volumizer to prep my lips today. I like to use this, and then I also have been loving going in with the Pro Collagen Peptide Gloss Balm. This is going to be a little bit more instant plumping. This one is accumulative, but it does give me some instant plumping and smoothing. But this one is like a gloss and it's thicker, and I'm going to wear lipstick today where this isn't going to affect how my lipstick applies, where this one will. Okay, so that's the bronzer. Now let me take a look at my complexion. Looks really, really good. Now let me see. Oh, wow. Yeah, that bronzing stick, that is, it's my favorite cream bronzer. I think it is absolutely stunning. It's gorgeous. It is phenomenal. Okay, so really quickly, we're going to powder. So I'm going to take my luminescent powder from Dior, and I am going to grab the cleaner end of my damp beauty blender, and I am just going to grab some of this and set my concealer with this. Was that even working? No, it's not. It's too damp. So let me grab my one BK Beauty brush. So I'm going to go in with this N14 from Nikki LaRose, and I'm going to get some of this luminescent powder. So this is the pressed luminescent powder from Dior. This one is called Dior Forever Nude Radiant Filter in 00 Luminescent. This is pretty, and if you want more glow, you can set the glow side with this, and it'll give you like a really beautiful glow to the skin. If you want some glow for the matte, you want to set it, you can use this. So I'm just going to go in and just lightly tap this underneath my eyes to set that concealer. And that's all I'm going to use with this powder, because I am going to go in with the nude matte filter, and I'm going to set my T-zone with this one. Actually, I'm not going to use this one because that's just not going to work for me. I'm going to use my Guerlain translucent powder, because this works with all my foundations. This is my daily powder, and that Dior matte filter powder is colored, and I don't want to alter the color of this foundation because that will. So let me grab my powder brush really quick, and I'm just going to grab some of this powder, and I'm going to do a light dusting. Now for the matte side, I don't really have to set it, but I noticed yesterday, since I didn't set it on the areas where I had large pores, it started to show that texture in my skin. Now I have to set the glow one for sure, because if I don't, then it does kind of get a little bit too dewy and oily on me. So I'm gonna set both of them the same. Okay, now let's take a look. So I just did a light dusting of that powder, and boy, does my skin look so perfect now. It looks so perfect. Now, sometimes what I like to do after I powder, I do like to go in with a powder bronzer, and I'm going to use the 20 medium matte in the jumbo bronzer, because this one is the powder dupe for the 02 Soft Fair bronzing stick for me. So I'm just going in with this BK Beauty 103, and I will hit my nose, and then I'm just going to do a little bit more bronzer. So this is my favorite matte powder bronzer, by the way. It's so beautiful and so natural. And this is my winter spring shade, sometimes fall. And then my summer shade is 30, which is tan matte. And this is a perfect pairing with 03 light medium in the Dior bronzing stick, if you want a powder version as well, something to set it with, or after you powder, and if you notice some of the bronzing is going down, you can go in with your matching powder bronzer. So these are a favorite, by the way. All right, so now let's go in to blush. So I did pick up, this is new, the Forever Blush Soft Filter. This is, my eyes are kind of blurry today. Let's apologize for that. This is the blush whipped liquid blush, and I got the shade 02 Peony, which is a rosy nude. So pretty. Now let's see, what brush do I want to use with this? I think a BK Beauty 106 or 116. This is the smaller version of the 106. And this, you can apply it to your hand. This is like a dry moussey formula, but I'll show you the color. So I wore this last night, and I have to tell you, it is so pretty. It just instantly just mattifies and blurs out the skin where you apply it. So this is a very nice neutral rosy beige color, and this will go with a lot of my makeup looks. So I am going to apply 2 dots here, and I'm just going to take this brush and just blend it into my skin. And it just gives you such a beautiful blurred look. If you have large pores on your cheeks, kind of got just a little bit too much right there, this is beautiful. It doesn't enhance the texture. Oops, I got too much. We'll fix that. And it just really blurs out the skin. The only thing is I don't like the packaging because since this is a liquid blush, this isn't, I don't think you're going to be able to get all this out, but I could be wrong because now as I'm going through here and I'm mixing this up, I can see it's getting down in there and mixing it up. So maybe I'm wrong. So now I'm going to go in with my Beauty Blender and I am just going to go around that and blend that in. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. Okay, my cheeks are a little bit, they're reactive to touch, so we're gonna let that settle down. And really quickly, I will go into my brows. Brows are gonna be easy for me. I don't fill them in. I just go in with the Kosas Tinted Brow Gel in taupe. Wow, this is taking longer than I thought it was going to. But I'm talking to you guys and going over the products too at the same time, so it takes a little bit longer for the video. Okay, so the only thing that's missing is an inner corner highlight and my brow bones. So I have 3 Dior luminizers. I have Blue Strobe, which is a beautiful multi-chrome highlighter. We're not going to use this today because it doesn't go with our look. I'm not going to put any highlighter on my cheeks. I am just going to leave it bare. But I am going to, oh, actually I could put some highlighter on. I have Pink Strobe, which this one, it looks gold, but it does have a pink shift. This could be really pretty for the cheeks, but we're not going to use that. My other one is Nude Halo, which I think this is really, really pretty. So here's Nude Halo. So let's go in with Nude Halo. But first what I will do is I will go in with Nude Halo on my inner corner, and then I will apply it to my brow bone, and then we'll apply some to my cheeks. So I'm going to take this Nikki LaRose N23 brush, and I'm just going to apply that to my inner corner here as a highlight. And then I'm going to apply it to my brow bone here. So I love these Dior highlighters. I think they're beautiful. They're gorgeous. They're not chunky. Now they do have a formula. It's called the Sequins. I think it's like a white shade. That one is really glittery. But the halos are going to become one with your skin, and then your strobes are similar to the halo, except for they are a multi-chrome effect. So I think that these are really, really pretty. I love them. They're one of my favorite highlighters. The Prada highlighters, and the Chanel new Cocoa Denim highlighter is really pretty. So I'm just putting a little bit of this at the top of my cheeks there. That's it. But these are beautiful, especially if you have texture in your skin. I really, really love them. So I've showed you my bronzers from Dior, which I have 2 of the cream bronzers, or the bronzing balm sticks, O2 and Soft Fair. I have 2 of the contour sticks. I have a 03 medium and I have 01 light. I used a 01 light today. I did have number 2, which is tan, but I did declutter that because I just did not like that. I thought I had it here in my declutter pile of makeup that I keep going back and forth on whether if I'm going to fully get rid of everything. I'm just kind of thinking about it. So I'm hanging on to it for right now, but we will see. All right, so far everything looks great. Now we are just missing some lips. Wow, my makeup came out really, really well. So I'm just gonna go in with this blending brush and just kind of mesh that highlighter together. I really like this Cananda palette. I might have to order one of the new ones. If I order a new one, I think I would probably, I'm debating between Lavender Tulle and the rose one. We will see, because these are $75. And I just spent a lot of money on Chanel, and I don't know if I want to spend any more on eyeshadow, because I did pick up another Chanel eye palette. I picked up one of the Boutons, the Mademoiselle one, because Nordstrom had it, and I had to get it because everybody was saying that formula was, you know, really creamy, and I wanted to compare it to the new denim collection ones. So, all right. So my absolute favorite Dior lipsticks are going to be these Dior On Stage long weary shiny lipsticks. I have 3. I have number let me put on my glasses. Another thing too, yesterday when I was wearing, both of the days that I was wearing these foundations, when I wore my sunglasses and my glasses, the foundation didn't transfer onto the nose piece. So I have 185 Ultimate Pink. I have number 120 Iconic Rose, which we could use this one. And then I have number 222, which is Confident Nude. And these are Rouge Dior On Stage. So these are my absolute favorite lipsticks. My second favorite is going to be these Dior Addict Shines. And I have 527 Atelier. I have 422, which is Devents. And then I have 420, which is Rodeo. So Rodeo is going to be more of a sort of brownie. Yeah, so Rodeo is more of sort of like a rosewood brownie nude. It's really, really pretty. Let me swatch it for you. So this is Rodeo, which is pretty. And that is number 426. And these are refillable too, by the way. And then this one is a little bit more pinker, but this is Atelier, which I think would be really pretty with this makeup look. So Atelier is 527, which I love this shade too. And then this is my newest shade, which is number 426. Oh, I'm sorry, not 426. This is 422 Rose Defense. So, and that's Rose Defense. So we have Rodeo, Atelier, and Rose Defense. So this one is more of like a beigey nude. This is like a rosewood, and then this is also kind of like a little bit of a warmer rosewood. I like to wear this one with the Silk Taupe eyeshadow palette, but I think today we're going to go in with Atelier because that is so pretty, and it's one that I often wear a lot. Okay, now I got these mixed up. I think this is Atelier, right? Rose Defense. So this is Rose Defense. And this one is Atelier. Sorry about that, but I do get them mixed up because they all look the same. All right, so I'm not going to go in with a lip liner. I am just going to go in with this, which is so pretty. I love this shade. I love these lipsticks. They're very, they're a little bit creamier and a little bit creamier than the Rouge Coco Flash. They last longer, and they are definitely more hydrating than the Rouge Coco Flash from Chanel. These are such a beautiful formula. They're so comfortable. They don't dry out my lips. I really, really love them. I love these for a longer wearing lipstick. These are a shiny, long wearing lipstick. They don't dry out my lips as well. Those are so pretty. Now, I do have a couple of the Dior Maximizers. I would say the Maximizers aren't my favorite, but they're pretty. I have rosewood, and then I have pink lilac here, which this one looks like nothing. I think this was old when I got it. I should have returned it, but I threw away the box. So I still have it. I don't reach for these, and I don't find that these plump up my lips. My other favorite Dior lip products is I do love the lip butters. And these are the lip glow butters, and I have the one which is the lavender shimmer, and then I have the pink shimmer, which I love these because they have the most beautiful shimmering formula, especially when you put them on out in the sun. But these are very hydrating and nourishing for the lips. They do have a slight sort of mintiness, kind of reminds me of like root beer. It's not really minty, but I don't know. But I do love this formula. So I'm gonna clean up my mess because I have pretty much showed you all my Dior makeup products just by going over and wearing this foundation. So I'm gonna clean up this mess really quick, and then I will come back. We'll take another look at the foundation, and then I'm gonna go over some of my new products that I picked up and what you guys have to look forward to. So I'll see you in a I'm back after a couple of hours. I did retouch up my lips, by the way. And I have to tell you, I am so impressed with both of these foundations. I think my skin looks so good. The hardest part of this, side by side is choosing which one is my favorite. I already have a favorite, but which one is your favorite? Now, here is the glow side. And here is the wear side, which is that matte. They both look really pretty. I will say that I think that the wear side, as you can see, it looks just slightly a little bit darker than the glow side. So it did oxidize a bit on this side compared to this side. But this side, even though it is a matte foundation, it doesn't dry out my skin or make it feel like it's dry and tight like a lot of matte foundations do. It's very light. I can't even tell that I'm wearing foundation right now, to be honest with you. It just feels so good on the skin. I love that. These are going to be perfect for summer, by the way. Now, as you can see, the glow doesn't really have a lot of glow, which this is my perfect glow foundation. Because since I have a lot of texture in my skin, hence large pores, that these glowy foundations tend to really emphasize or settle into my pores, and I do not like that. I have to always wear a makeup primer with them. The one exception would be the Guerlain Latent Glow Foundation. I really love this one. And then I also love my Chantecaille Future Skin Gel Foundation. But the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, this is really glowy compared to this Dior Glow Foundation. Now, if the Glow Foundation, I would say it feels similar on the skin compared to the Armani newly reformulated Luminous Silk. If you want something glowier than the Dior, this is what I would recommend for you. For me, I do not like this one. I prefer the original formulation of the Armani Luminous Silk. This one, it makes my skin too overly dewy, and I look like an oil slick at the end of the day. I'm constantly having to repowder my makeup when I wear this. What I noticed when I wore this Forever Glow foundation is I did not have to repowder or retouch up my foundation. It lasted me 8 hours. It looked great at the end of the day. Normally when I get home, I have to come home and do a little powdering if I'm gonna go out to retouch up the makeup, but I have not had to do that with either of these foundations. I am wearing powder over the matte, and it still feels comfortable and it doesn't look dry. It's really, really beautiful. Now, my favorite is actually going to be the Glow formula. This is my perfect glow foundation since I can get pretty oily in my T-zone, and I also have large pores. And most glow foundations will emphasize that texture and then also make me look like an oil slick at the end of the day. I will tell you, if you have dry skin, this is probably going to look more matte on you compared to my skin. So this might not be your perfect glow foundation. That's where I would recommend the Armani Luminous Silk or the Guerlain Le Teint Glow Foundation. And then there's also the Givenchy Prism Libre. And then YSL also has a glow foundation too. But those ones, I haven't tried the YSL. I haven't looked at the ingredient deck. But I know the Givenchy has undecane in it. I did try that one and it just did not work out for my skin. I'm allergic to undecane, by the way. So this is my perfect one. This one, it moves with your skin. It's very flexible. It looks like my skin, but better. It looks more skin-like, more fresh, and more youthful. Where the matte is a little bit more... it's a little bit more coverage. It looks a little bit more makeup-y on my skin. Like I can tell that I have foundation on because this one is really perfecting, really blurring. This would the matte one would probably, or I'm sorry, the wear one would probably be something that I would use not for every day, but for a special event. But I gotta tell you, when I look far away, they both look really, really pretty, really beautiful. Really gorgeous foundations. I have to tell you, I think Dior knocked it out of the park with these. I hear mixed reviews, but for the most part, most people really love it. And I am one of these people that really, really love these foundations. I say definitely go try them. I know Sephora has them in stores, so you can go test them on your hand if you want, but gosh, I think these are going to be my new favorite foundations. Thank you, Dior. So that is it about the foundations. Now, I will tell you though that the wearer says it is transfer proof, and I did put a paper towel up on my skin and I didn't get any makeup off, but my makeup's going to transfer because I have the bronzers on, and that's usually what's going to transfer on the towel. But it's not transferring off on my glasses on both sides. Now, the Glow does not claim to be transfer proof. It says no retouching. I love this Forever Blush Soft Filter blush. This is really pretty. Now, I am in the shade Peony. They have a couple of their shades. I was thinking of getting like the neutral shade, like everybody loves that shade Orchid. So I might pick that up with the Cananda palette, one of the Cananda palettes. I gotta figure out which one. I'm gonna take a look at it because as I'm sitting here and looking at this eyeshadow, it looks so beautiful and so smooth on my eyelids that I think I need to pick up one of the new ones. This is so, so bad. Let's talk about the concealer. I love this Patrick Ta concealer. This is such a beautiful concealer. It looks so good. Now, if you want more coverage from this, you definitely want to let it sit on there for about a minute and then blend it in. But you can do light, I would say light to maybe medium coverage with this, not full coverage. But it is a very nice hydrating formula. So I think it's going to be great for those of you that have texture underneath the eyes. If you want something that is hydrating and creamy, but in a thinner formula versus a thick, creamy formula, check this out. It's so good. I picked mine up at Sephora. So I'm not going to link everything in this video. I'm going to link everything that I love from this video that we tried on today. Now, for those of you that aren't interested, I am finished with the Dior review. I love these foundations. I definitely recommend checking them out. I think they are gorgeous. And the Patrick Ta concealer and the blush filter. Now, I do have more Dior blushes. I'll show you guys really quick. I have 4 of the Rosy Glow blush sticks. I have Toffee, Candy, the pink one, and not the ultimate pink, which is new, but I have just the rosy pink, and then I have pink lavender. And then I do have 4 of the Dior Backstage powder blushes. I have toffee, pink lilac, rosewood, and I have, what is this called? Pink. Those, I have these, and I think these are all really, really beautiful. And I love those too, but I really love this Forever Blush Soft Filter. It's so pretty. So I got to pick up another color of those. Now the mascara, like I said, it's not my favorite, but if you don't have issues with puffy eyes, then it would be good for you to try out if you want a really volumizing mascara. I actually prefer the YSL Lash Clash. Now, let me show you the new makeup. I'm just going to show you what I got, but I'm not going to bust it out and play with it or swatch it or anything. But you guys have to see this because I went a little crazy. A little crazy. All right, let's start off with Chanel. So I was thinking about doing a full face of Chanel, and I got a little carried away. So I first picked up the cream to powder blushes. I picked up 2. I picked up Beige Eclat, and I have to tell you that these blushes are such a beautiful formula. I'm in love. So here is Beige Eclat, and I was going to return this because I thought it was too light, but I'm keeping it. I love the formula. These blushes are just absolutely stunning, stunning, stunning. And then I picked up the other one, which is Rose Ardent, and these go on really, really nicely with your fingers, by the way. So Rose Ardent, such a pretty color too. So I picked those up. I love them. I think they're gorgeous, and they do come with a velvet sleeve. These do have a rose fragrance to them, by the way, just so you know. I hope that we see a trend where these luxury makeup brands start reducing the amount of fragrance that they put in their products. So I really wanted to try Chanel's cream bronzer, but the formulas that we have here are the old formulas with the coconut oil. I don't want to try the one with the coconut oil. I want to try the new formulation, which is only available in Europe. Now, I know that they're coming out with a limited edition Le Beige collection. I think it may be limited edition, so I'm hoping that we'll finally see those cream bronzers in all the different colors here. So I did pick up the Le Beige. This is the Healthy Glow Sun Kiss Powder. I picked up 2 because I fell in love with one. I had to have 2. So I picked up medium rose gold and deep rose gold. I did not pick up the coral one because the coral one I know that I probably would not wear. So I picked up the medium rose gold one first because I thought it was just so pretty. And this one is a lighter bronzer, and I think this is going to be great for all year round for me, but I wanted something that was a little bit deeper and more of that, you know, summer bronze goddess look. So very pretty. I love to use this as a bronzer, mixing all 3 together, or using these 2 by themselves and using this as a blush. So pretty. This gives your skin the most beautiful, luminous bronze ever. This is my new favorite luminous bronzer. And I love that you have a blush in here, you have a bronzer. This is a highlighter, but obviously it's too dark for me to use as a highlighter. I mix it as a bronzer, but such a beautiful formula. Now this does have a slight fragrance to it too. So I'm in love with this. It looks so blurring and so smoothing on the skin, just like those cream to powder blushes. So now here is the deep rose gold, and this one I love to give me that really beautiful sun-kissed bronze goddess look. So beautiful. I love this more than the Armani Luminous Silk bronzers But this blush is so pretty on me too. So that is that. Love, love, love. I love these. These are so pretty. And these are part of the permanent collection now, by the way. Next, I picked up the Les Four Ombres Boutons 209 palette Mademoiselle. So Nordstrom still had this. They've had it for a while. They had the Stellaire. The Stellaire finally sold out along when the denim collection came out. I saw that people were kind of comparing that blue to that one, and it finally sold out because these have been on their website for a couple of months, Mademoiselle and Stellaire. And I kept going back and forth with Mademoiselle, and I picked up Mademoiselle, and she's gorgeous. Now, I did watch reviews on this, and I was a little bit worried it was going to be too light for me, but I think it's so gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love it, and I'm so happy that I picked it up. I wore this the other day, and I thought it was really gorgeous. I think this is going to be beautiful for spring and summer. It's more of a peachy pink look, which I love for that. So I did pick that up. Love it. I'm so happy. It's still available on Nordstrom.com. At least it is for my area. And then I went and I picked up another Rouge Cocoa Flash because I was obsessing, because I've been doing this thing with makeup and obsessing about it. And so I picked up the shade Raw Brown to test out. And I'm so happy I did because this is actually really, really pretty. Although this isn't my favorite formula, when I was testing these, I actually was coming down with the flu, and beforehand my skin was really getting dry and irritated. And so I was getting dehydration. So my lips were really dehydrated. But after I was sick, I started, wearing these a little bit more, and it's not as drying as what I thought it was. It's just if you are dehydrated, if your lips are dry and dehydrated, these are not going to nourish and moisturize your lips. You need to wear something different other than these. But really, really pretty. So I did get this and I tested it, and I think it is beautiful. So I love it. We'll have to do a look with this. I still owe you guys a look with the Chanel Denim Dream palette. So let me know if you still want to see that. So I have washed beige, baby blue, and then raw brown. And then I picked up the new Rouge Cocoa long wear satin lipstick to go with the Mademoiselle Bouton palette. And this is a color that has been on my list for a while because Nikki LaRose always talks about how her favorite Chanel lipstick is Mademoiselle. Well, I picked it up and here it is. It almost looks similar to the lipstick that I'm wearing right now, but it is a neutral and it is really, really pretty. Let me know if you want to see a look with this palette, this lipstick, and one of these and the new blushes, because I can definitely do that. So I do like this lipstick. I think it is really pretty. I will tell you it's not as hydrating as what I would like it to be. I would say it is very long wearing. It kind of reminds me of the same light formula as the Allure Velvet. What is it? The ones from the Rouge Noir, the Allure Luminous Matte lipsticks. It's light like that, except for this is going to be more of a satin, so there is a slight, sheen to this versus the Luminous Matte. They're not matte, but they're very thin on the lips and very long wearing like that formula, but it is a different formula, but it feels similar on the lips to me. Now, I did order a Guerlain satin lipstick, which is not here, but I had a $10 off at Sephora, and Sephora got the denim cases from the Denim Blossom collection from Guerlain, and I picked up this case because I was eyeing this one. I have the blue one, and I was eyeing this one, so I picked up the Cherry Blossom one, which it's so, so pretty. And I ordered this for the satin lipstick that I ordered from Guerlain, which is the 759 Les Prunes Candis. I'll put a picture of it right here. So that I ordered directly from Guerlain because Nordstrom sold out of it, and Guerlain was the only one that had that color. It's a limited edition. I do have their velvet matte in the shade 303, which is, I can't remember the color, but it was a limited edition one too. But I wanted to try their satin formula, and I wanted a pretty case for it. Oh, I have the box for that lipstick right here. It was number 303 Les Roses Provence. So that is all the makeup that I ordered. So as you can see, we have a lot of fun stuff now. I may pick up another one of these and one of these Cananda eye palettes because I think it is just so, so beautiful. And I have to tell you that I am really impressed with both of these foundations. I think they are just so, so pretty. And as I'm looking at it close, I really can't tell the difference except for this one looks, you know, a little bit more perfected. It looks, you know, to have a little bit more coverage. Less of my imperfections are showing through versus this one. But both really, really gorgeous foundations, guys. And that is it for this video. I will be back for more videos coming here shortly. I will try to pop on this week for another microcurrent video, a skincare video, a wellness video. My work schedule is changing. I worked my last Saturday that will have to work for a while yesterday. So my new schedule is going to be Tuesday through Friday. So I'm so excited for that. So it's going to allow me more time to film video for you guys. And I'm going to try to plan out videos too, by the way. So please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you found that it was helpful. And I will see you in the next one. Mwah! Bye.